This is Paz Pa 2.
And thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning. I'm Renee Allen. In Youngsville yesterday, one man was taken into custody after a standoff with the Lafayette Parish SWAT team. So it happened Saturday afternoon on Meadow Glen Drive. Now, according to the sheriff's office, the deputies initially responded to a call about a domestic disturbance. That call then turned into an hours-long standoff with that suspect. News 10's Kai Price was there yesterday afternoon as that scene unfolded.
Authorities tell us the suspect, 52-year-old Michael Carpenter, barricaded himself inside the home when deputies arrived. Eventually, deputies were forced to break open the back door. After an hours-long standoff, Carpenter gave himself up and came out the home. According to Valerie Poncetti with the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, one person who was not at the home at the time of the arrest is being treated for injuries.
At this time, we're not going to be releasing information on the victim's name. We're just glad that we're able to get that one suspect out safely, and now we can kind of continue on forward with wrapping up the investigation, the appropriate charges, and getting it through the justice system.
When asked about the relationship between the suspect and the victim, Poncetti says there is no information so far.
I don't have information on their relationship at this point. Like I said, still very active investigation at this time.
The SWAT was also called to the scene to further assist deputies and responding officers. Poncetti says during situations like these, it is important to have every part of the team on the scene.
We'll get the right resources there. Some of them might need to be utilized at sometimes, and then sometimes it might, take some sort of a different approach. So we just have everyone on the team out there that might possibly be useful in this type of situation, and we're just glad that today it definitely ended safely, and we're all able to move on from here.
That was News 10's Kai Price reporting. Then a Marksville woman accused last night of making bomb and shooting threats at an Avoyelles Parish Catholic school as well as the parish courthouse. According to the Avoyelles Parish Sheriff's Office, the threats were made by email and text messages. This was a case of revenge, we're told, in retaliation against someone she was allegedly angry with and was not a real threat. 49-year-old Crystal Smith is now charged with 9 counts of terrorizing and 9 counts of cyber stalking, as well as multiple counts of obstruction of justice and filing false police records. Help is on the way for a group of seniors of a housing complex in Ville Platte where cars were recently vandalized. Now, a man suspected of that crime has been arrested. I spoke with the Housing Authorities Board chairman about help for those seniors and possible security upgrades. In addition to trying to help those with vehicles in disrepair, the Housing Authority Board chairman says that they're also working on getting those street cameras put up to help prevent another crime such as this from happening again. Arthur Sampson Jr. is the Ville Platte Housing Authority Board chairman who put out the word that these ladies' cars have been vandalized and they need help.
They live in the Housing Authority. We know they're on a fixed income and they're senior citizens. We're not going to help everybody.
Sampson says he and the mayor have agreed to help pay for repairs to one of the vehicles. A local business has agreed to help with another vehicle.
Just that situation, the way things happen, and we know that they don't have a liability insurance. So this is where, you step up in the community and give back. This is a way of giving back to the community and helping out.
Moreover, Sampson says the Housing Authority Board gave the okay to start the process of researching putting cameras up in addition to what's already there. Sampson admits he was recently in Lafayette. He took notice of the street cameras that are being used.
Took a picture of one of the cameras and I showed him maybe we could get something like that. And but in the process of talking with a consultant to try to go around to see exactly where we could put cameras. We're not going to put them all over, but and we know where the high crime area and where the main streets are.
And also the 2 ladies I spoke with about their cars being vandalized, they say this is the second time that it happened, which puts the price of paying for such repairs out of reach for them. Renee Allen, KLFY News 10. And then in Vermilion Parish, the discussion about driver safety continued last week. As News 10 reported a couple of weeks ago, residents talked about their concerns about distracted driving and the impact it has on families. News 10's Rodrika Taylor spoke with a father who is devastated after he lost his daughter on LA 167.
The name Ramsey Bumgarner is a name many residents in Vermilion Parish remember. She lost her life on Highway 167. It is her story and others impacted by drivers being distracted or impaired that have residents pushing for drivers to be safe and alert when on the road.
Being a police officer for 25 years and being a father of a child that was taken on this roadway with the lack of lighting and the lack of signage, I understand both sides of it. What's the answer? I wish I could tell you.
Brian Bumgarner says adding J-turns would be a start. Then in the future, adding more lights.
The J-turns, the signage, the lighting, I think that would be a major factor in actually changing some of the outcomes of these crashes.
He explains Highway 167 lanes are on different levels.
If you look at Highway 167, the southbound lane of travel is lower and the northbound is elevated at roughly about 3 feet. And these intersections are really dark. I would like to see lights lighting up the J-turns.
Bumgarner says the community has suffered enough and change is needed.
Think about Ramsey. Think about the hundreds, thousands of not only kids but adults that lost their lives because of a decision you made. And it may change your life, it may not, but it may save your life.
Bumgarner says the parish is working with the family to find different ideas and solutions for Highway 167, but it all comes down to funding to see how changes can be made. In Vermilion Parish, Rodrika Taylor, KLFY News 10.
Plus, the summer's record heat and drought is expected to push food prices up by at least 5% this year, according to a Department of Agriculture forecast, that is. CBS's Mark Strausman reports on how Louisiana farmers are now reaping a harvest, meager at best for some.
Van Hanserling grows peanuts and cotton, but this Mississippi farmer is harvesting a disaster.
It probably took 2/3 of the cotton crop and probably half the peanut crop. I've been farming for over 40 years and I've never seen anything like this.
His losses alone about $1.2 million. Too much heat, too little rain.
This one's got a piece of a bean in it.
This summer's same 1-2 punch that knocked down Jack Dorsey's soybean harvest in neighboring Louisiana. He calls soybeans poverty peas.
Everything hurts on a farm if you're not getting all the potential out of your crop.
Over the summer here in Franklin Parish, 27 days of triple-digit heat baked crops. Making matters worse, between mid-July and the end of August, no rain for nearly 6 weeks, not one drop. Another issue for these soybean fields. It never really cooled down at night during the scorcher of a summer. That further stressed these beans, which further stressed these farmers. Summer extremes hit farms from California to Minnesota to Mississippi. Its impact hitting farmers like Daly and consumers like us. He's lucky. His loss, about 15% of his soybeans.
It looks like we're going to get our crop out, which is huge.
It's what always seeds a farmer's outlook: optimism. Mark Strausman, CBS News, Extension, Louisiana.
Optimism, exactly what we need when it comes to the weather forecast, especially with Halloween right around the corner.
Well, it looks like we have a big change coming. A strong front will be working into the area tomorrow, and we'll definitely be seeing a difference. Let's take a look at temperatures, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. As you look across the nation, you could easily pick out where the front is. It's 74 in Houston. It's 34 in Lubbock, Texas. 18 degrees in Casper with heavy snows now across the northern Rockies. So winter is not far away and it's moving down to the south. I think this will be that strong front that really changes our season for good. 65 in Lafayette, 63 in New Iberia, 62 in Opelousas. So I believe 90-degree temperatures are over once this front moves through, and we will officially bring in the cold weather season with this front. So we have rainfall off to the north across Texas and Arkansas associated with the front. We have snow across the Rockies and across the high plains. It's still north of us now, but it's going to come in through the next few days here. Notice even some ice, some winter precipitation showing up across the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle. So that shows you the shallowness of this cold air and how cold it really is. Temperatures rising through the 70s and 80s. We'll be in the mid 80s for today. You wouldn't know we have a cold front to our north by the way temperatures will be today, but that will be changing tomorrow. We have clouds increasing through the day today and for tonight. Some light showers for tomorrow as the front works across the area slowly. I'll say about 30%, but unfortunately, if we do see the rain tomorrow, it will be fairly light rainfall, not expecting anything heavy, and we could certainly use it. We are still in a severe or even exceptional drought across most of the state. We could use some rainfall. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll get much with this system. Temperatures warming up through the mid 80s for today, and then temperatures may actually hit their high somewhere tomorrow morning in the upper 60s to near 70. Temperatures falling throughout the afternoon. So yes, the temperature may say 70 for a high tomorrow, but that will occur early in the morning. We call that a midnight high. And temperatures could actually be in the mid-50s for tomorrow afternoon, and then 40s for Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon, barely reaching 60 degrees. A light south wind for today at around 6 to 14, and then north winds rapidly increasing tomorrow at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25, with this drier air mass rushing in from the north. Colder air mass originating all the way from Canada, driving right into the area for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and is due to the strong trough that's working across the area. This is one of the stronger troughs we've seen so far this fall season, and that's why we're going to see some of the coldest temperatures we've seen so far this fall season with this strong northwesterly flow, which will definitely be strong enough to push this colder air mass into the area. So Tuesday, we barely get into the lower 60s, somewhere in the upper 50s to lower 60s for the high, and then Wednesday morning in the upper 30s, Wednesday afternoon lower 60s, could be reaching the upper 30s to lower 40s again for Thursday morning. 87 your high today, partly cloudy and mild, south winds at around 5 to 10. 7-day forecast shows much colder temperatures tomorrow, 70 the high, but again temperatures dropping throughout the day. So cold for tomorrow and Tuesday, light showers possible, upper 30s for Wednesday morning, sunshine, beautiful weather Wednesday and Thursday, 74 on Friday.
All right, we thank you very much for that, Trevor. And also, we want to remind you about drinking and driving. There will be kids out there doing some trick-or-treating, and then there will be some families and people headed out for those Halloween parties. Authorities are asking drivers to be on alert and drive responsibly. If you plan on drinking, designated sober driver, call a taxi or use a rideshare service like Uber or Lyft. So, once again, good morning to you, Acadiana. Coming up, St. Landry Parish is ushering in Halloween with a haunted house for the whole family to enjoy. We got the scary details for you. That's next.
And the front working through the area for tomorrow. Big change coming for the week ahead. More details after the break.